What is going on? Another day closer to training camp, closer to having football back in our lives. I hate summertime, not just because of the heat. There's no sports going on. Baseball is all right. I can watch it. I don't get super excited about baseball. But come fall, we got football coming back. We'll have basketball coming back. We'll have hockey. We'll have the MLB playoffs. Better time for a sports fan is in the fall, most definitely. Summertime, it's hot. Depending on where you live, it could be humid, miserable. Summer sucks. And it is July 18th as of right now. Jordan Love still has not signed an extension. At this point, I expect probably more than likely it's either going to happen this weekend, like right before they do their first practice, or it'll be one of those, they'll get it done sometime within the first couple weeks of training camp. I hope this doesn't go on to a point where he's not signed by the first game of the season and it's like, nah, dude, we're going to stop talking about an extension. I'm not sure what the holdup is. I'm sure the Packers don't want to give Jordan Love a boatload of guaranteed money. He's probably going to be the highest paid player for a brief moment, at least. He's going to be the highest paid player just because he's the next quarterback in line, the next, what everybody expects to be the next superstar quarterback. So he's going to get a huge chunk of money, which will probably make him the highest paid player, if only for a short time. But we're a few days away, guys. And right now I'm just looking at Super Bowl odds. The Green Bay Packers have the 10th longest odds in the NFL. Obviously, just looking at these teams, they're definitely up there. So people are starting to put a little bit of shine on the Green Bay Packers. They were supposed to be going into a rebuild. I was calling it a reload. But definitely, people will say a rebuild was supposed to be happening. That kind of happened in the beginning of last year. And then the Packers just took off. Jordan Love, they gave him the playbook. He just took off. The team is young. They were all growing together. They started playing really good ball. So the Green Bay Packers are on the rise. 10th longest odds, right behind the Cowboys. But the Packers are plus 1,900 if you guys are curious. I think I'm going to lay a nice little chunk of money on the Green Bay Packers. I think the Packers win the Super Bowl within the next 3 years. I don't know if it's this year. My guess, if I had to guess, would be next year and Love's third year. They'll be able to still have these wide receivers on the cheap. Obviously, they'll be probably paying Love a lot more money, and they'll still have a lot of studs. They have a lot of good players on defense. They may lose Preston Smith this year. Who else? Kenny Clark might be gone. Those two guys may be gone. I'm not sure. But that's why they got the young guys. Devontae Wyatt, I don't know if his potential is there. I mean, he looks good sometimes. They used a high draft pick on him. Quay Walker. They drafted Cooper. They got guys. They brought in McKinney, obviously, on defense. They drafted Van Ness in the first round. My guess is they want to try to ramp up Van Ness to probably take over Preston Smith. So this team is set for the next couple years. There is a nice little window. Like I said, they don't have to pay any of their skilled position players. Wide receivers or tight ends for a couple years. And then a couple of them are going to emerge. And like I said, my guess is Wicks and Reed to be the guys who emerge as wide receivers. But who knows? They got a bunch of wide receiver twos. And right now it's just a battle of who wants it. So these guys should be very competitive. You would really realistically think the Packers can maybe only sign two of those wide receivers. Probably two of those wide receivers and one of those tight ends when it comes to their contracts being up in a few years. But the Packers have a nice little window, plus 1,900. I'm going to put a nice little bet on that. Just looking at this, it's obviously the Niners, the Chiefs on the top, the Ravens, the Lions, the Bengals, the Eagles, the Bills, the Texans, the Cowboys, and then the Packers. And then right behind the Packers, we got the Jets and the Dolphins. That rounds up the top 12. And this is interesting, guys. Just looking at the MVP odds, Jordan Love has the 5th longest odds behind Mahomes, Allen, Stroud, Burrow, which is absolutely insane. Going into his second year, he's 5th on this list of potential MVPs. But the Green Bay Packers need to get him signed. I think that will happen. I'm not panicking just yet. I think if camp starts on Monday and they practice and it's not done, that's when the worrying clock will start ticking for me. I just don't know. I don't know if they're far apart, if they're close, what the deal is here. I'm sure, like I said, Jordan Love probably wants top dollar. And the Packers probably want a little bit of a guarantee just in case. And nobody's saying that Jordan Love's going to fall off a cliff or beat Daniel Jones. But I'm sure they want a little protection just in case that does end up happening. They're not on the hook for this insane amount of money. I'm super stoked. Like I said, Thursday, we're a couple days away. Not much in the news front for the Packers. I mean, these guys are going to start to fly into Green Bay. Check your social media. These guys will be coming into camp. First practice is Monday. Then things get real. Then we can start talking about football like on the daily. You know what I'm saying? Summer sucks, man. Summer sucks big time. There's just nothing going on sports-wise. Fall is the best season because you got football, you have MLB playoffs, then you have basketball, hockey kicking off if you like hockey. Better time of the season for sports, definitely in the fall. But we're close, guys. We are, I don't even know how many days. We're 7 weeks. 7 weeks from this Friday from the Packers' first game in Brazil against the Eagles. I cannot wait. I'm super excited. But let me know what you guys think. When does Jordan Love sign his deal? Is that going to be before camp like they wanted? Is it going to be just right after camp? Or is this something that's just going to keep going on and on and on until like the opening game against the Eagles? Or maybe he doesn't even sign an extension and he rolls the dice. Let me know what you guys think. Packer fans or not, let's hear it. Super excited, guys. Like always, let's go Pack!